Hi, my name is Michael Peak, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about persuasion. Today we're going to talk about presuppositions and what they are, and I'm going to take you through a little bit of a process to help you understand them a little bit better, and I'll explain what they are, all the steps that we go through step by step in that process. Well, first of all, a presupposition is a statement that presumes that something is true. So, for example, I could say, are you aware that it's raining outside? Well, by saying, are you aware that it's raining, presupposes that it's true. It's just a matter of, are you aware of it or not? But it presupposes that it is raining, you just need to be aware of it. So there are a number of times and places that we can use presuppositions. And what I'm going to do is take you through a process. And I want you to follow along, because what this does, I call this process the throwaway shift. And perhaps you've seen me in another video demonstrating it with a person in a live setting. Well, this is going to be with you, and I want you to follow along. I want you to just close your eyes and follow along, because what I'm going to do is take you through the process, and we can use this to help you get over the negative feelings that you might have about a person or a prior event or a phobia. So if you have negative feelings about a person, maybe there's someone who you just can't stand, or something that happened to you a long time ago that when you think about it, you still get upset about it, or a phobia, maybe fear of flying, or the big one, fear of public speaking. We can get you over any one of those three things. So just pick a topic here, and I want you to just follow along, go through the whole thing with me. So begin by closing your eyes right now. Yes, you too, I can see you. Close your eyes. Keep them closed until I tell you to open them. Begin by taking a couple of long, slow, deep breaths. That's right. Now I want you to just stop and go inside and get a really good mental image that represents whatever the issue is, and get all of the negative feelings that you have about it as strongly as you possibly can. Great. Now I want you to notice it expanding until it becomes twice the size. And now notice it expanding again, so much so it fills the entire room that you're in. Now that probably feels pretty icky right about now, but you've proven you can shift its size. So notice it shrinking all the way down to its original size. And now notice it shrinking again all the way down to the size of a pea. And now notice it turning pink. And I'd like for you to imagine that you're standing on a beautiful beach at sunset. And take that pink pea into your hand and throw it out into the water as far as you possibly can. And notice that when it hits, it's going to splash up really high in a really cool color, any color you want it to be. And that color is filled with confidence and success. Now, that color comes toward you and fills in the entire area where the negative feelings used to be. When you've done all that, and when you're ready, and only when you're ready for, the unwanted feelings are gone forever. Now, you may open your eyes. And if you haven't opened your eyes yet, do so now. Well, isn't that cool? Now, consider the issue that you were thinking about, but when you thought about it before, you'd instantly get this negative feeling. And now when you think about it, notice how you now feel different. Yeah, probably pretty neutral, huh? Yeah, and that's what we're looking for. We don't want to feel good about whatever it was, but we want to feel neutral about it. Okay, now you're probably wondering, why am I talking about persuasion and taking you through a process like this to help you release something? Well, first of all, I'm just teaching you how to do the process so that you can do it on other people. It's very effective. You can get anyone over anything really quickly with this. I really, really love this process. Now the other thing is, it's filled with presuppositions. So I'm going to go through step by step, just explain what's happening. First I say close your eyes and keep them closed until I tell you to open them. If you don't say keep them closed until I tell you to open them, the person will open their eyes. And I'll point out later when they'll open their eyes. So we want to keep them closed so we can get through the whole process. Begin by taking a couple of long, slow, deep breaths and give them time to do that. And then get a good mental image that represents whatever the issue is. Now, the person might tell you what the issue is. I don't know what it was with you. There's no way for me to know. It doesn't matter. I don't have to know. It worked, right? But if you happen to know the person and you can know what it is, you can say, okay, think about Mary or John or whatever, your ex-spouse, and get a really good mental image that represents that person and all the negative feelings you have about that as strongly as you can. Now notice it expanding until it becomes twice the size. Now why do we do that? Why do we make it bigger? Why don't we just say make it smaller? Well, I guarantee you, if you tell someone to make it smaller, they'll say, I can't, 100% of the time. Everyone is happy to make it bigger. Everyone will make it bigger, but no one wants to make it smaller. So let's make it bigger. And then after we've doubled the size, then let's make it so big it fills the whole room. And that probably feels pretty icky right about now, doesn't it? Yes. Well, now they're more than happy to shrink it down. You want to say you've proven you can shift its size. So now we're going to shrink it all the way down to its original size. And when I say all the way down, notice how my voice is going down. When I talk like that, it's inducing trance, and it's helping the person to go deeper into trance. Because this is a trance process. We're inducing trance. When you went through it, you went into trance. You had to, otherwise you wouldn't have gotten through it. So we're saying all the way down to its original size. Now let's shrink it down again, all the way down to the size of a pea. Now if you're working with someone one-on-one, you can say, let me know when you've done that. Okay, you can say, okay, shrink it all the way down to its original size and let me know when you've done that. And then they'll tell you, and then say, now shrink it again all the way down to the size of a pea. And let me know when you've done that. Now notice it turning pink. So what that's doing, I'm saying notice it turning pink. First of all, we make it turn pink because in all the years I've been doing this, when someone has negative feelings about something, it's never pink. So we want to change its color. And I say notice it turning pink presupposes that it is. That's a presupposition that it is turning pink. We're asking them to notice that it's turning pink. Now we're going to have them stand on a beach on a beautiful sunset, take the pink pea into their hand, and throw it out into the water as far as they possibly can. Now if you're doing this one-on-one, kind of move out of the way because some people will actually move their hand and throw. Not everyone, maybe only about 10%, but some people will. And the first time it happened to me, I got bonked right in the nose. You don't want that to happen to you. So just kind of move out of the way. So throw it out in the water as far as you possibly can. And notice that's going to hit, it's going to splash up really high in a really cool color, any color you want it to be. And that color is filled with confidence and success now. That color comes towards you and fills in the entire area where the negative feelings used to be. Well, what does that presuppose? It presupposes that the negative feelings are gone, right? Because we're having the feelings come in and fill in that area where the feelings used to be. So if they can bring that color into that area, the negative feeling must be gone. It must be. Now this is the point where I told you their eyes will snap open. If you don't tell them to keep them closed, they'll snap open right here because now they realize that the negative feeling's gone. And the reason that I know that is that this works with a headache as well. Really well with headaches. You can do this process. And when I was first doing this with people, that's when their eyes would snap open. You know, I worked in TV news at the time, and everyone had a headache all the time. So I was always walking around healing headaches. And so I figured out you have to tell them to keep their eyes closed or that's where they'll open them. So notice it coming towards you and filling in the entire area where the negative feelings used to be. And then give them a few seconds to actually have that feeling come in and fill in that area. And then say, now, when you're ready, and only when you're ready for, the unwanted feelings are gone forever. Now, you may open your eyes. Well, that presupposes that they can't open their eyes unless the negative feeling's gone. So that's another signal to their subconscious mind that the negative feelings must be gone or they can't open their eyes. So once they open their eyes, it's done. This is a very powerful process. It's very successful. It's loaded with language processes and presuppositions, even some commands, which we might talk about in another video. For now, try this out on a few people. Do it word for word how I did it, and you will be amazed at how effective it is. I invite you to check out peakmystique.com to learn more, see more videos, find out more about what we have to offer, and A Matter of Persuasion, which is a wonderful program, which this is part of. So you have a prosperous day, and I look forward to connecting with you.